One of the most controversial trends in gaming is the full-priced or near-full-price multiplayer-only game. After the success of titles such as Call of Duty and Battlefield, where many people jump straight towards the multiplayer mode, free-to-play games such as Team Fortress 2, MOBAs, and World of Tanks, and low-price multiplayer games such as Rocket League or the Counter-Strike franchise, it's no wonder that big studios want a piece of the multiplayer gaming pie too. At the same time though, $60 is a lot of money to spend on a video game, especially in this day and age where many retailers have a no refund policy on open video games and where not all digital stores have very good return policies, even if games are cheap. To make matters worse, on consoles you need to buy a subscription to play online, even on the PlayStation 4, despite the fact that online is free on the older PS3 or Vita consoles. Due to this, full-price multiplayer games have become the joke of gaming, with low player counts, middling sales, and quite often a massive lack of content. Games such as Star Wars Battlefront, Titanfall, Destiny, Evolve, Shadowrun, and more have gone through a cycle where a new game is announced by a prestigious developer, the game gets tons of hype complete with glowing reviews from critics and numerous Best of Show awards, it gets tons of players for maybe a week or two, and then the game gets abandoned and piles up at a local GameStop and lands in bargain bins. Even if the game gets free downloadable content, by then it'll be too late and the player base will have already moved on to the next hip multiplayer game that's big this month. In some ways, Overwatch is no different. It's being made by a well-known multiplayer game developer, physical copies and the console version cost $60, and it has lots and lots of hype. However, Overwatch does a few things differently. For starters, it has a lower-priced $40 version available that lacks the skin packs and bonus digital content. However, it is only available on the PC as a download. If you own a PS4 or Xbox One, or buy the game at your local Walmart, you will have to pay $60 for it. To make matters worse, if you buy the game used on console, you won't get the bonus content, and you have to buy the game new. There is no excuse for this other than corporate greed. After all, nothing is stopping Blizzard from putting the regular $40 version in stores for consoles, but hey, this is the same Blizzard that used always online DRM with Diablo 3, the same Blizzard that's owned by Activision, known for selling games for $60, even past their sell-by date, and the same Blizzard that sued modders when they made the wrong types of mods for their video games. The real question here is though, is Overwatch any good? Well, let's find out. So what is Overwatch all about? Well, Overwatch is the newest hip and trendy first-person shooter. However, like many full-price multiplayer games, Overwatch doesn't offer anything new. Instead, Overwatch is essentially Team Fortress 2 if Activision Blizzard decided to make it. This can be seen in several places, such as the general toony aesthetic of the game, the whole preset class gameplay design, and the fact that the game emphasizes characters in marketing and in the game design, similar to Team Fortress 2. However, Overwatch features MOBA-style characters instead of using classes named after their playstyle, which is great for marketing purposes since Blizzard can milk the characters with officially licensed merchandise available at the local Hot Topic and GameStop. However, this also means that if you're a newer player, you might not understand what the classes do as well as, say, Team Fortress 2, which has a class called the Sniper, a class called the Heavy, a class called the Soldier, a class called the Medic, a class called the Scout, if you know what I mean. In the end, however, making the game a lot like Team Fortress 2 art direction and aesthetic-wise was a great move. After all, Team Fortress 2 was big in part because of the game's reputation among YouTube's community and its marketing scheme. Valve's Meet the Team trailers became heavily popular among the YouTube community to the point where when Meet the Pyro was made, there was tons of hype over a new promotional trailer for a 5-year-old game. And as Undertale just last year showed, video games with tons of memes revolving around it and people obsessing over it like it's the new iPhone can help sell games. And Undertale was a game with zero marketing whatsoever, but yet it sold 1.5 million copies on Steam. And this was thanks to YouTubers and people who post memes on Reddit and Tumblr doing the marketing job for free. And with source filmmaker videos of Overwatch's characters gaining tons of views and fan art flooding the internet, it's clear that Overwatch is going to make Activision Blizzard tons of money for at least a few weeks based on the hype it's getting from those who order loot crates every month. But what's the gameplay of Overwatch like? Well, it's just like Team Fortress 2, which is also a free-to-play game you can download and run on an Acer laptop purchased at Walmart on clearance. Matches nearly always consist of two sides pushing at each other, with one side attacking and the other defending. Sometimes you're pushing a payload, other times you're capturing a point. However, while Team Fortress 2 offers modes that aren't just gridlock, such as a capture the flag mode or the co-op man versus machine mode, along with other ones possible thanks to mods, Overwatch lacks any sort of variety. Instead, you only get 4 game modes: attack 2 points, push a payload to the end of the map, capture the payload and push it to the end of the map, or capture a control point and try to hold it for the round. If this sounds more samey than a country music song, it's because it is. It says a lot when a free-to-play game competing with Overwatch offers more modes, while Overwatch costs $40 to $60 and only offers 4 modes. Even Call of Duty, another Activision Blizzard title, offers 3 times as many game modes, while older Halo titles did the same. The gunplay in Overwatch is pretty boring. No matter what class you pick, it's always the same. Kills are not very satisfying, and the maps make it worse. The maps are designed like Team Fortress maps in that you spawn in an area and run to the objective before dying in the gridlock combat zone that feels more like you're firing at a crowd than playing a shooter. This makes gameplay a continuous cycle. Run, spawn, shoot or heal up your team, and die. To make matters worse, some abilities of the characters will leave you wondering, what the hell was that when you got killed? But at least GameStop is happy about that, since they can sell you more Xbox controllers when you break yours out of frustration. After getting stunned a few times, I felt like taking the disc out of my Xbox and smashing it, because it felt like I was playing the video game version of turning into my local radio station and hearing 3 Linkin Park songs in a row, or Limp Bizkit, or like playing Modern Warfare 2 if it had stupid obnoxious animations for every noob tube. Because, that's what playing a video game only to be attacked by an ability account counter with a long obnoxious animation feels like. The preset classes include a few that function like Team Fortress 2 classes, such as Bastodon that functions as the heavy from Team Fortress 2, and another class that functions as a medic. They're separated into 4 different categories: attack, defense, tank, and support. Each class has abilities you can unlock through playtime, and eventually you'll get an ability you can use by pressing the Y button, similar to MOBAs or Black Ops 3. Each class also gets bonus abilities by pressing the bumper buttons on the controller, similar to the Plants vs. Zombies shooters. While Call of Duty offers numerous playlists depending on the title, Overwatch offers only one single find game button, and that's it. You're thrown into the match where you play whatever game modes the game wants you to on a selection of 12 different maps. You can't vote for maps though, you just have to play what the game hands you on a platter. The game does feature loot boxes you can purchase that allow you to unlock stuff similar to battle packs in Battlefield 4 or Call of Duty supply drops. You can earn them in combat, or you can purchase them with real money as microtransactions that can cost anywhere from $2 for 2 packs to $40 for 50 packs. Perhaps the worst part about Overwatch is the fact that, unlike Team Fortress 2, Overwatch lacks modding support. While the developers said they hope to introduce modding support later on down the line, the game right now has no mod support on PCs or consoles. And to make matters worse, both Blizzard and parent company Activision have a history of shutting down modders the minute they make a mod that Activision or Blizzard doesn't like. In fact, in the Blizzard v BNet D case, Blizzard won with chilling effects towards both modders and free software developers, giving modders the looming possibility of a company taking them to court and ruining their lives for committing the heinous crime of making a mod for a video game. And considering how Activision has gone after modders of another PC game they created because gamers were creating mods for it despite Activision's attempts at stopping them, I'm not sure if Overwatch will even get mod support in the same way previous Blizzard games did. So at this point, you're left with whatever content Blizzard hands you on a plate for $40 to $60, and to make matters worse, Overwatch lacks user-hosted or rented dedicated servers, something Team Fortress 2 not only has, but that also happens to be a pillar of Team Fortress 2's community. On console, Overwatch also lacks ping counters. And the thing is, Team Fortress 2 isn't that great of a game either. It has its flaws too, such as poor optimization and hackers, but at the same time, it's doing many things better than a $40 to $60 clone of it. I might think Team Fortress 2 is a bad game as well, but at least it has the excuse of being a free-to-play game and it features mod support and player-run servers, something Overwatch needs if it wants to last the same way Team Fortress 2 did. Just like other free-to-play games or multiplayer-only games, there's a flimsy story that only serves as an excuse for you to fuel the fight and drink Mountain Dew game fuel. There was a robot uprising, a squad called Overwatch that helped fight against them, and then an attack where the leader was mysteriously killed, blah blah blah, nobody cares, because just like Timefall, Evolve, and more, there's no campaign. You're not going to get any sort of story, you're just going to get multiplayer and that's it. Even other Blizzard games that feature single player, such as Diablo and StarCraft, had more of a story because they actually had a single player, while this game does not have a single player whatsoever. It just has a multiplayer mode, and that's it. Perhaps the best part about Overwatch are the graphics. Overwatch runs at a near consistent 60 frames per second with some stutter, and while it doesn't look or run as good as some of the better looking Xbox One titles such as Doom 4, it does look miles better than Team Fortress 2, but that's not saying too much since Team Fortress 2 is a 9-year-old game with code that has fallen into disrepair. It also seems to suffer from blur, but this is probably only on the console versions due to the fact that the resolution of this game scales. All in all, Overwatch is a complete waste of money. It's just another mediocre shooter that will be forgotten about in a few weeks due to its boring, been there done that, playing it safe gameplay, just like all the other full-price multiplayer games that met the same fate. The lack of modding support seals the deal, and this game might as well just sit in a GameStop used bin, next to all the traded-in copies of Evolve, Destiny, or Battlefront. And even if this game is improved by patches and upcoming content, why not wait until these patches and upcoming content actually release? Because here's the thing, Overwatch actually is the beta version of the game on disc. That's right, they actually said that the beta version of Overwatch has the same amount of content as the final game. And by the time you wait for the more content to come out, the game will be cheaper and you can save money while actually getting more content than those who got suckered and bought the game for full price. That's all that needs to be said. So even if you want to buy Overwatch badly, wait till the game costs less and then you'll get more content. That's all that needs to be said. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more.